It's noon on Tuesday, February 22nd, and this is news that you can use from YAA with your hot and heavy. Well,
Did you change the camera set? I feel like we're dark. Did you do that? I feel like
I didn't do anything, but yeah, we do look dark. You got to fix that, buddy. You
tell people what we're going to talk about today because we got new used car market data. That's what we're going to focus on.
Right? Yeah. Well, once we're not so dark, I learned it's that thing in the middle of the screen. At the base, yeah. Well, yeah. Because we are way. We're lightening up, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're probably too light. Yeah. Now I just went from having a deep tan to being
Here's the deal.
Whitest person on the planet.
Here's the deal, Pops.
Yeah.
Used car market. We've got an update on prices. Look at the background behind us. Also, scoot towards me a little. I'm getting like OCD. Look at the background. Look at that.
It's green.
Fire. It says fire sale.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Volkswagen's attempt to make up for the $350 million of lost vehicles that are burning and floating off the Azores?
We're gonna talk about that, but let's start here.
Okay.
Boom. This week.
May I say, boom shakalaka, buddy.
You can say whatever you want. It's your show.
Yeah.
Used car market.
Yeah.
Dad, down over 3/4 of a point. Last week, we saw the largest appreciation so far this year in the used car market on the wholesale side.
Yes.
And we've seen it repeated again this week. And actually, the truck and SUV segment went up pretty considerably. It was 0.58 to 0.75.
Yeah.
This is, like you said last week, a trend. Now it's becoming, I don't know, something that I would
bigger trend.
I would expect this to happen again next week. Like there is no indication that this should stop. Is the way that I'm thinking about it.
Well, the reason that it shouldn't stop is
can't stop, won't stop.
Oh my God, could that be a song?
Probably, I don't know.
But the reason that it shouldn't stop is because the vehicles are so overvalued to begin with. That at a certain point, those who are required to buy cars for dealership groups have to finally say to themselves, this is knuckin' futz. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not paying these prices. These vehicles aren't worth these prices.
And this continues. So what we're seeing on the wholesale side continues to reinforce what we're hearing about on the retail side. Your friends that are still in the business, plus the YAA community. What we're hearing is, you want to negotiate on a used car? Go ahead, because now I need to, because I can't go take it to the auction and turn around. And it appreciated over the past month that I've been sitting on it. This reinforces that.
Now they can take it to the auction and they can lose money.
Well, that's exactly what would happen. So instead of doing that, what am I going to do? I'm going to sell it to a retail customer.
I would rather discount it and sell it to a retail customer and have them be confronted by my finance and insurance managers who will attempt to make some money on the back end. And if they're any good at their job, not only will they attempt to, but they will make money on the back end.
Let's break down the data here, Pops. Let's look at the different segments of vehicles. Mid-sized cars. Wow. That's where the biggest decline was. Nearly 1.5% decline week over week. Full-size cars.
Yeah.
These are going to be your Ford Fusions, your Chevy Malibus, your, I don't know. Can you think of any more?
Malibu's not a full-size car.
Is a Malibu a full-size car?
No.
Chevy
Malibu.
Oh, I was thinking the Impalabu. Yes,
the Impalabu.
I was thinking the Impala.
Yeah. What do you get when you crossbreed an Impala with a Malibu? You get an Impalabu.
Then, Pops, you still have vans.
Yes,
full size vans appreciating week over week. The only segment of vehicle that has continued to appreciate, as we've seen everything else come down. Minivans are down. Full size crossovers are down. Even trucks, which we're appreciating like crazy as well.
Subcompact crossovers down almost a full point.
Yep. Yeah. So it's across the board that we're seeing values continue to go down.
Yes.
And here you go. The wholesale weekly price index, purple line.
Yeah.
Last year. Okay.
Isn't that what they're building now?
There's one in the Washington D.C. area. There's a purple line. Yeah. But purple line last year. Remember, each year starts at 1 on this index.
Yeah.
Last year, wholesale prices ended the year up nearly 52% from where they started.
Yes.
Okay, the prior year was this orange line. So prices in 2020 ended 2020 up about 12%. So over 2 years, prices appreciated nearly 65%.
Yes.
It's going down. 2022 is the green line.
Yeah.
Let me zoom in there.
Yeah, look, it's going down.
It's going down.
Down.
Not significantly so far, but more than it's gone down in the past couple of years. That's for sure.
Yes.
That's
well, let's see. If you look at the purple line,
yep,
which they're building presently, or they were last year. They're not building it any longer.
What are you talking about?
The purple line.
Why are you giving misinformation about the state of the purple line? It is being built in the
okay. But my point is
you're not even from here.
The purple line on here is not being built anymore because it ended at the end of December. But my point is that the purple line started the year down slightly at the beginning of 2021.
Yeah, you're talking about right there.
Yes. And the green line, which is 2022, is already lower than the purple line had been at the start of last year.
Now, this is strong analysis here, folks. Like, you don't even have to pay for admission to this. The green line isn't as low as the purple line. The purple line's still not getting built because it's new. I mean, where else can you find that type of hard-hitting analysis?
Only in DC, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Truthfully, though.
Yeah.
Were there any other takeaways here, Dad, from the market report from Black Book? There's one other thing that I noticed, which let me pull it back up on the screen for everyone. This is going to be your retail listing price.
Yes.
Retail listing prices for the first time started to budge down last week. And again, the story that we've been seeing when we talk to our members and we talk to our community, we talk to people like Phil and Justice and Mario that are helping our members back at joinyaa.com. What we're hearing is listing prices aren't changing.
Not
selling
much.
Prices are changing.
The listing prices are still sky high, and selling prices are probably still sky high. But there are more and more dealers that are willing to at least negotiate to some degree off of their asking price, which is a start. Okay, it's are they willing to reduce the asking price significantly? Maybe not in a lot of cases, but the fact that there's movement, a downward movement in what they're willing to accept, that's a good sign for the consumers. Now, that's not to say if you're a consumer that you should rush out and buy a car right now. Absolutely not. You still need to stay out of the market. The more people that can stay out of the market, the more pressure it will bring to bear on the dealers to ultimately lower their pricing.
Here is some actual heavy-hitting analysis. Thanks for this, Igor. My good friend Herb Chambers, who owns the largest automotive dealer group in New England, took over 200 cars last week to the auction because they were losing money by sitting around. We reinforce this show after show, which is dealers do not pay cash for their inventory. They finance it.
Although Herb Chambers probably could.
They finance it like you or I would.
Yes.
You're paying interest on that every day that the vehicle sits there. We're seeing interest rates go up, and we're seeing consumer sentiment, the willingness to buy cars at these inflated prices go down. What options do you have? Yeah, you turn them and you sell them at the auction before. And you would do that if you anticipate the prices are going to continue to go down.
And there's any number of factors that could lead into pricing continuing to go down. And, there could be other types of shortages because of what's going on in Russia and Ukraine that ultimately end up impacting us here in this country, that could impact pricing on vehicles and availability of vehicles.
Now, another thing I want to turn our attention to would be the sales rate, and one comment that Black Book had in here, which I think is timely. So this is the rate at which vehicles are sold at the auction.
Yes.
Not too much to really glean from it. It's stayed pretty steady, meaning 61% of the vehicles that went across the auction block, even though less and less vehicles are going across the auction block, actually sold.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You're sounding so
Here's what I found actually interesting. The estimated average weekly sales rate has dropped to 61% this week after a few weeks at 62%. Again, no big deal.
Drop,
Last year, March was when the sales rate significantly picked up, jumping approximately 10% in a month. You've said this time and time again, Dad. It's January. It's February. And I believe you.
Yeah.
Come March, April, May, selling season is a thing.
Yes.
I would not be surprised if we see an increase, a small increase, or at least a slowdown in the depreciation that we're seeing in the used car
I would
market.
say if there's an increase this year, it'll be a modest increase. It won't be as significant an increase as what we saw last year.
Yeah, exactly. We've got an interesting comment here from Retired MCO. Kevin Hunter, the homework guy. Yeah, got a channel out there. Ran your story from yesterday about the California VW and Mazda dealership who doesn't sell over MSRP. Congratulations. That's awesome. And it's great to be able to surface dealers and sellers who are out there not trying to take advantage of the situation, just trying to build long-term relationships with their customers. Now let's switch gears for a second here. And let's talk about vehicles that put you in a position to potentially get taken advantage of. I hate to frame it like that, but that's the reality.
Okay.
This comes by way of our friend Julie Blackley over at iccars.com. The fastest selling new and used cars last month, Pops. Which vehicles were the hottest sellers in January amid the continued used car price increases?
Yes.
Now, I can't wait to see their data for next month, because if they tell a story where used car prices are continuing to go up, I'm going to be a little concerned, because we know used car prices.
We need a better storyteller.
All right. Do you have a guess of what the fastest selling new car was last month?
New car?
Yeah.
New car.
I don't know. Do you think it has anything to do with this Kia Telluride that's on the page?
No, not at all.
Wait. Look that way. I want to look at it. Don't look. Don't look.
I'm not looking. My peripheral vision's really bad today.
Stop. Don't look. Is your vision bad today?
No.
Are your eyes good?
I can see you clearly.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
And with my new hearing aids, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so here's the deal. Don't keep not looking.
I'm looking.
Everyone in the chat.
I am admiring the handsomeness of your being.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone in the chat, as well as myself, can see this. What do you think the number one because it was the image, right? It's the fastest selling new car in January was?
Corvette.
No.
What?
No, don't look. I want to hear your guesses. Come on, what's your guess? Don't look.
New
Covering
car?
the computer screen.
The fastest selling new car in January?
Yeah, come on now.
The Telluride.
The Telluride. Okay, now what was number 2, do you think? It's a Toyota product.
The RAV4.
No, that was number 12. The Corolla.
Not the Corolla.
So take a peek. This list is pretty
I don't want to look.
All right, what's number 3? It's another Toyota product. It
The
rhymes with Vienna.
Venza.
No, come on. It rhymes
The
with
Sienna.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now number 4 is a vehicle that you sold for a long time. You even owned one.
I did?
Yep.
What did I sell for a long time? An Acura?
Okay.
MDX?
Yeah, the Acura MDX was the fourth fastest.
I owned more than one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Now, part of the reason the Acura could have been so fast selling is because I think Acura has like a 13-day supply out there, or like an 8-day supply of the MDX right now.
Yeah, but it's still such a desirable vehicle.
Definitely is.
Yeah, one of the nicest 7-passenger SUVs out there.
Let me show you something actually that kind of ties in.
Look, I'm just.
You can look.
I am so mesmerized by your hair.
I'm having a good hair day.
You are having a good hair day.
Doesn't happen always. I posted this on Twitter. Take a peek, Pops.
I saw this on Twitter. I am a big Twitter guy.
Over the past decade,
yeah,
Subaru had grown year over year, nearly 10% each year, which is insane.
Yes.
Okay. Why were their sales down 25% in 2020 and down in 2021 as well? Listen to this. Yeah. In February of 2018, I pulled this data from Automotive News.
Yeah.
Subaru had 94,800 vehicles in inventory across their 634 dealerships.
Yeah.
It's 150 cars per dealership.
And I will guarantee you, in February of 2018, every one of those 634 dealers was screaming, "We need more cars!"
And they had. I was looking at it this morning. Again, Automotive News has this treasure trove of data that I looked through. It was like a 60-day supply of inventory.
Yeah, and they were all saying, "We need more. We want more."
Dad, today, the latest data for February from Automotive News.
Yeah.
Subaru has 8,400 vehicles in inventory across their 634 dealerships.
That's not good.
That's 13 vehicles.
Yeah.
So coming full circle here, the fastest selling vehicles. Yeah, the reason the Acura is selling in 16 days is because the moment one hits a lot, it's probably already spoken for, to be honest.
Well, yeah.
All of these are already spoken for.
So's all the Subarus.
All the Subarus on here, the Crosstrek, the Forester, etc.
Yeah.
Interesting data from IC Cars, but the reality is new cars are spoken for. That's kind of the reality in the market right now.
Well, it is, except for a lot of the Fords. But,
yes.
But most of your new cars, especially at your Asian branded dealers and some of your European branded dealers, are all spoken for prior to the vehicles ever getting to the dealership.
And the reality is, if you're going to buy a new car, factory order is still a viable option, right? Quite frankly, it's actually probably the more educated option would be.
Well, I mean, order. Ford, for instance, will reward you with a Ford rebate of $1,000 for having factory ordered a vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're not rewarding you with $1,000 for buying a vehicle out of dealer inventory.
No, because there aren't any. Let's look at the used car side. Do you want to
Okay.
take a guess?
Well,
Fastest selling used car in the
G-Wagon. The G-Wagon.
No, not even on the list.
Stop it.
Not on the list.
Oh, fastest selling.
Not most expensive.
Oh, okay. Fastest selling, the Telluride. Not even on the list.
Not even on the list.
Oh, stop it.
Not on the list.
Okay, then I have no idea.
Tesla Model Y is number one, taking 25
and
days to sell.
Is that the letter Y or is that the WHY? Tesla Y.
The Tesla Prius Prime.
Sorry, didn't mean to make you choke.
Tesla Prius Prime, Toyota Prius Prime, the Honda Insight, Tesla Model 3, and the Toyota Prius. That rounds out your top 5.
Wait a second. Every one of those is a hybrid and an electric vehicle of some kind. So you're saying when it comes to pre-owned cars, the fastest selling pre-owned cars.
Take the number 6 in there and the number 7 as well. You've got the Corolla hybrid and the Mach-E. The first 7 are all hybrid or EV vehicles.
Oh my God! So what does that say? What is that really saying?
What do you think? What do you think it's saying?
There's a market for those cars, apparently.
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Wow! Yeah,
it seems pretty apparent.
Yes.
So you've got vehicles selling incredibly quickly. That being said, our expectation would be when you look at data for February, things are going to slow down at least a little bit. I mean, that's got to be the expectation.
One would suspect.
It has to be.
It's February, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
It's February, and the last time I checked, it's still the shortest month of the year.
Igor with another comment here. Use February to get a decent deal on used cars because dealers want to get rid of cars they sat on for a while, looking to restock their lots with newer, fresher inventory at lower wholesale costs. That's exactly how we're thinking about this as well.
And that's all going to come to a change. It's all going to change when we get into the spring selling season.
Yeah, things will look and feel a little bit different.
In the spring selling season, even though, it is spring-like here today in Bethesda. It was 56 and drizzling when I drove to the office.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost spring. We're a week away?
Yeah,
less than a week away.
It's very close.
God. We are a week away. I believe March 1st is next Tuesday.
Breaking news, folks.
There you have it. For those of you who didn't know, there's only 28 days in February this year.
Now, toss on your headphones for just a quick minute here.
I can't do that well.
I've got 2 things for you today that we're going to turn to, but first, let me play it for you.
Really? You gotta be kidding me. Can I take them off?
That's how it works.
Huh?
That's how it works, yes.
Okay.
All right, I got 3 stories that all tie together here for today's Really You've Got to Be Kidding Me.
Yeah.
Let's start here.
Yeah.
We've talked about the ship that is unfortunately on fire and adrift off the coast of Portugal.
You know what they say in the Navy, don't you? Ship happens.
I hope that we can still monetize this video, even though I hope the AI doesn't think you just said.
I said ship.
Enunciate the P more.
Ship happens.
So we've got this ship that is adrift.
Yes.
We know the manifest now. We know what was on the ship. 4,000 vehicles, 1,100 Porsches. 1,100 Porsches.
So there's 1,100 Porsche owners that are disappointed because they can follow their vehicle.
How much Porsche? So we just said a moment ago, there are 8,400 Subarus in dealer inventory right now. How many Porsches do you think are in dealer inventory right now? 2,000? 3?
Maybe.
So 1,100 is a hit.
Oh, yeah. And then most of them are probably sold.
Most
of them are probably ordered.
I bet you most of them are custom ordered.
Yeah.
So 1,100 Porsches on there. We've also obviously got, maybe it's not obvious to those, Audis, Bentleys, Lamborghinis on there as well. And of course, your run-of-the-mill VWs. Now here's what I'm thinking.
You said that.
So the estimates range from $300 to $400 million in expense. Now, here's what I'm thinking.
Pops. Well, we originally extrapolated. We thought, okay, there's 4,000 cars at an average
50.
cost.
We said 50, yeah.
And so we came up with 200 million.
Yeah.
And yesterday, when the F&I got us, Kimberly and I did the show, we said, let's say, well, because there's Bentleys and Lambos on there, let's say it was 75,000 a car.
Yeah.
So that takes us up to 300 million. So that was my latest guess, was 300 million yesterday. And that's probably light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is why it's really got to be kidding. it sucks that this
Yeah.
happened. Volkswagen says it wants to take Porsche public.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
How-
gonna be
how
the
would
biggest
you-
IPO in European history.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah.
you've got an insurance policy,
Yeah.
and then
They do.
they
That
do.
boat does.
and
That ship does.
and let's say it's got a $400 million peak
Cap?
cap.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe that policy cost me a couple million or whatever.
Yeah.
What's one way you would potentially pay for that? Just take the company public, baby. Just all right,
But,
stockholders, you pay for it. I'm connecting the dots here, man.
Well, not really.
This was premeditated.
Yeah. No. I mean, the thing is that this isn't going to cost Volkswagen anything. They're going to get paid for every one of those cars.
You think so?
The insurance company's going to pay for it.
Man.
Yeah, they're getting paid for every one of those cars.
So they're not going public. Porsche's not going public to pay for this.
No. Porsche's going public because it will allow Volkswagen to raise a poop ton of money.
A shipload of
A
capital.
ship ton of money.
Yeah, it really will. Now, one of the interesting storylines, and we're not going to talk about it too much right here because we don't have details on it yet, but it's down here. Future shipping risk.
Yeah.
Anderson's report also raised questions about the future risk of shipping EVs.
Yeah.
This incident underscores another safety warning about electric vehicles. The report said EVs rely on very large batteries with unusual fire risks. The ship, the Felicity Ace, built in 2005, undoubtedly carried fire suppression equipment in the cargo hold. Nonetheless, reports from the scene indicate that smoke from the burning vehicles overwhelmed the crew's ability to suppress the fire, resulting in the ship's rapid abandonment.
Are they saying?
Let me hit this last line. We do not know yet whether the EV batteries caused the fire or if they were ignited with the rest of the ship. In either case, the dire situation demonstrates a need to make potentially expensive safety investments to handle future extensive EV deliveries. Go ahead.
Yeah, my question is: are they saying that the fire was caused by the EV batteries in some of the vehicles?
It's unknown, but potentially, and they do know that has caused major challenges to putting the fire out because there's a couple things. And I do just want to tie this together because you read the subheading here. A stock listing would help fund VW's EV ambitions. Yeah. So they are connected. They're obviously not going public or taking Porsche public to pay for this. That was a joke, but they're obviously connected in the sense that this fire has
to be able to pay for dinner tonight.
Potentially.
That's why they're doing it.
No, so it's interesting. It's also in this article they talk about the ways that they're trying to put out the fire. Yeah, there's a couple interesting considerations, and
ocean water's not one
I'm going to
of
pull our fire sale background up. It's topical for this. No, there's a couple interesting things. You don't put out a battery fire with water. I don't know exactly.
Foam or something. Yeah.
You also on a ship can't use too much water. Obviously, you can drain water off the ship, but you could really destabilize it. Yeah. So there's all sorts of challenges. I can't even begin to imagine the amount of work that goes into trying to coordinate firefighting in a cargo ship.
Let's put it this way: if there's 22 people on board, because
there were,
that was the size.
They were rescued.
That was the size of the crew, 22.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to me 22 people to fight a fire that's impacting, 4,000 vehicles.
Yeah, of course they got overwhelmed.
I think you need a little larger fire department for that. No. Just saying. Now, it is way more difficult for the volunteer fire department to get to you in the middle of the ocean. So stuff happens.
Volunteer fire in the middle of the ocean.
They're coming from the Azores, ladies and gentlemen.
They definitely are.
The AVP.
Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah, I'm reading the comments here. Zeke asking, are car batteries more dangerous than gas tanks? I don't know. I think that's an open question.
I will tell you one thing. They certainly don't put a lot of gas in any of these vehicles when they're shipped.
Yeah.
Okay. Because when we would get them at the dealership after they came off the ships and after they came off the trucks, there was like an eighth of a gallon of gas in the cars.
Really?
I mean, there was enough to get you maybe to your local gas station. That was about it.
Interesting.
I mean, the cars come to the dealership, the ICE cars with very little gas in the gas tanks.
Here you go. This is from Matt Koo. When ICE cars ship, the batteries have to be always disconnected.
Yeah.
There is also a similar thing for EVs precisely for that reason. This incident sounds like someone didn't do their job. Yeah.
Or I'm still of the mindset that somebody flicked a cigarette and didn't quite make it overboard.
I hope not. Because then that's negligence, and you don't get insurance payouts on negligence. That what's interesting? I had to pass the Maryland insurance producer exam, so I understand some aspects of insurance nowadays, at least better than I used to.
Yeah.
Like I wonder which company's insurance policy is going to pay for this, because the shipping company, the company that was actually chartering the boat, they of course have like a general liability policy.
One
It's
would
interesting.
assume.
Yeah,
If they don't, they should.
Yeah. It's I'm just reading more of the comments from Zeke. I guess current intuition is that batteries are worse than gas, but I'm not sure if that intuition is true. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
We also had the experience a couple years ago, right, with the Samsung phones and the planes.
I'm just curious as to, when EVs come off the production line, are they fully charged?
That's a good question. I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Are they fully charged, or are they only partially charged? And if they're only partially charged, does the possibility exist that while they're in transit, the batteries drain completely, and when you get to wherever they're going, they're deader than a...
It'd be really great. I don't know if anyone from an OEM watches our channel.
And if they don't, they should. It should be mandatory that every high-level management person at every OEM tune into this channel every day, Monday through Friday at noon, because they could get news that they could use.
Well, I don't disagree. I don't know if anyone heard that, but anyway, I would say it'd be very interesting to get someone like
Jim
that.
Farley watches.
All right, that's great. All right, let's turn to our last story of today, Pops,
Probably not.
which comes from our friends over at Jalopnik. I think they took this data from Cox Automotive or from Edmunds, one of the two. Even with the new car supply shortage, no one wants an Alfa Romeo.
Can I raise my hand on this?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
So you know me, I lease cars.
Yeah, typically.
And I'm always looking for a bargain.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? I'm cheap. I admit it. I'm cheap. I am cheap. Okay. I want a bargain. I'm not in the industry anymore. I'm not registered with BMW or Mini as a dealership employee, so I don't qualify for any of those programs anymore. But I will say this: at like upwards of $4,000 off on a Giulia or a Stelvio, and some cheap lease deals that they might have.
What are the lease deals on Stelvios right now?
I Ray Shefska, when my lease expires in December on my Mini, because it's not like I put a lot of miles on a car.
I'm gonna look right now. Give me a second.
It might be time for me to try Italian.
Do you really think so?
I love Italian food.
How much time do you want to spend at
the local Alfa Romeo?
Would you do a Giulia or a Stelvio?
I do one or the other.
All right, let me give me a second.
Yeah, my guess is the Giulia is gonna lease for less.
I'm just looking at what incentives are in place. Here, I'll share this on the screen with everyone.
I'm not first responder.
Here are the current incentives. By the way,
if
you join YAA, this is what our team provides you. Like if you're working on a lease deal, we can give you this data. So we've got there's a $500 lease bonus cash. There's a conquest. I don't know if you'd get that from Mini. You wouldn't get the
nice if you could.
You wouldn't get the loyalty. Wow, there's a $1,500 returning lessee offer.
Ooh.
And then there's $900
offer.
There's a $900
bonus cash.
So there are incentives.
There could be, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a vote. There could be, ladies and gentlemen, an Alfa Romeo in my future.
There really could be.
I mean, because how bad can it be if you only drive like 7,500 miles a year?
No, I think you're probably right.
Every one of my Minis has
here you go from our in-house lease expert. Space. Sadly, Giulia still leased very badly. Must have something to do with that residual value.
Yeah, probably a zero. You're paying all the depreciation.
The Giulia Quadrifoglio, that is an incredible.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I need that.
No,
but there could. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm going to answer Raymond's question here in just a second, but I also want to pull up and just talk briefly about this. We launched a revised YAA membership. So join YAA.com/plans or come to the website and then click on plans and pricing. Take a peek, peruse the page. We got everything a bit more organized, and we're doing our best to help as many folks as possible.
Can
Meet
I ask
your
a silly
coaches.
question?
space.
Why would we even organize it? I mean, it's so much more fun when you can't figure out where the stuff is
or how it works.
Yeah.
I actually just read an email. I want to give Phil a quick shout out. I
Yeah.
just read an email to our comes through our support desk, and I think it was like Monica or Melissa. She said repeatedly, and I've done this before myself.
Yeah.
She said repeatedly, she said, give him a raise, buy him a beer.
Yeah.
He's like a lifesaver. Like so many great things about Phil. I've heard him about Justin, Justice, Mario,
so when we go
Kimberly.
voting,
the only person I haven't heard it about though.
me.
I mean,
But
that guy.
what do you say if we go boating next summer? We should take Phil with us because he's a lifesaver in case I go overboard.
When you inevitably do.
Yeah.
So anyway, join YA if you're interested in working a car deal anytime soon. Raymond asks, when do you think Ford will accept X-Plane again? That is dealer by dealer.
It's got nothing to do with Ford. It's got everything to do with their dealer body.
And a space with the number for you, 46% residual on a Julia.
Oh my God.
And that's amidst a time when used car prices have traditionally been appreciated.
Oh my goodness gracious.
All right, Pops.
That's only about 16 or 18 points less than my Mini.
That's insane.
That is.
All right. That's the update for today. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a part of the YAA community.
And congratulations on your marathon.
Oh, yeah.
You did a personal best.
Because I finished
You
my
finished
first
it.
ever marathon.
But any way you look at it, it's a PB, buddy.
Look at this, Dad. Look at this. Let me pull it up. I am the king of milking like personal events. This is my LinkedIn. Look at this. Did you read this yet?
No, I have
come
not.
on, look at this. Like this is so tech bro-y. I'm not sure if I'm proud of myself or not.
Okay, well I'll read it later.
No. I mean, read it right now. We're live on the internet. That's
Okay,
fine. Here, I'll read it to you. The saying.
It is a marathon, not a
gonna
sprint. Has never resonated more deeply with me than right now.
God, I hate
This past weekend, I completed my first marathon. And while I spent 4 hours on the course, it was 4 hours and 24 minutes, buddy, on the course, I couldn't help but draw connections between my longest run and the journey I'm currently experiencing as an entrepreneur.
Wait a second. Toss your headphones on.
We continue. During the race, I wanted to stop and quit many times. Fortunately, I didn't. As an entrepreneur, I felt those exact same emotions. The reasons I finished the race and the reason I feel so committed to being an entrepreneur are rooted in the same sentiment, a sentiment that was beautifully captured by Viktor Frankl in Man's Search for Meaning. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Wow. I can't believe you pulled Viktor Frankl into this.
That is such a good book.
Yeah.
That book's it. And look, I got this like cute little photo.
Well, that's, it's all photoshopped.
It's all photoshopped.
No, that's look at
my
you.
Medal.
Yeah, you got a medal.
Amen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we're very proud of you for taking on that challenge and for completing the task at hand.
Where is that barf icon? Don't follow me on LinkedIn. I wasn't even proud of that.
I thought I read that really well.
That was fantastic.
In my best radio voice.
All right, let's call it a day, Pops.
Okay, let's call it Tuesday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Hey, see you, everybody. See you again here tomorrow at noon with news that you can use.
You proud of that?
Not at all.